There you go, fishers. A little bit of activity around us. I've seen it better, but middle of winter, what do you expect? Dartmouth Dam, Maso tells me it's been the last 2 weeks, it's been pretty darn good. They're not jumping in the boat, but they certainly get their fair share down there. Right up the back end of the lake seems to be the best area to fish. Flatline trolling seems to be okay. Slim minnows, 60 mil, rainbow brown trout. Spotted dog seems to be pretty consistent up there. Also your typical Tassie trolling, it'll cover the options. Fender and worms, cowbell and worms, doesn't seem to matter a great deal. That'll give you a picture. They're close enough to the surface, you don't have to use anything fancy to get down deep. All the streams are closed down there. Midder River, all that, they're all closed. Hume Weir. Look, I've heard of the odd good trout coming out of it over the last week, but it seems to have slowed down a bit. The reports have slowed down anyway. I don't know if the fishing has, but not a great deal of activity there. Murrumbidgee around here is cleared up again, as you can see. It's a bit over 700 going down, so you'll be able to get your boat in without too much trouble. There is a couple of spots you won't, obviously, but you can get around, no drama. Plenty of crays. There's certainly no shortage of crays. So if you want to go down and get yourself a feed of crays or have a bit of fun for the weekend, by all means. A few cod. Bait fishing seems to be more consistent than lure fishing, although it's very clear. It's clear enough for lure fishermen. The fish are a bit lethargic. Make sure your casts are right on the money. Accurately casting, that seems to be the answer at the moment. Tumor River's closed, obviously. Blowering Dam. Still getting really good reports from Blowering. It's not firing by any means, but as far as wintertime fishing goes and cod in dams and that, Blowering's your premier at the moment. It's really kicking as far as compared to all the rest of them, that is. Fishing off the bank with yabbies is very consistent up there. They seem to be getting a fair share. The odd yellow belly amongst them. Trolling seems to be producing just as good as what casting of a night time, and trolling through the day. Even give it a go overnight if you wish. Anything from about 30 to 40 feet. 35-foot lures were capable. The old Hellraiser, custom crafted Hellraiser, pretty hard to beat. Stump jumper in the Mega, not too bad, certainly worth the effort. Even the size 1 stumpy will do the job quite nicely, and some big spinner baits. Talbingo, a few fish coming out of it, a few trout. You should get your 3 or 4 for the day. You might get a few more if you know what you're doing up there and you know the areas pretty well. Fish the points, you'll probably find you'll do a little bit better. Yukonbean, Jindabyne, off the bank with bait, seems to be more consistent than anything else. They're getting the occasional fish on the troll, but I'd put them down as slow as far as trolling goes. Wangler Dam, probably one of the most consistent dams we've had in the last couple of years. I keep saying that, and I really do mean it. Still getting some good cod. Trolling in sort of 2 to 5 metres of water, so they're not in deep water there for some reason. And casting as well, early morning, late afternoon. Surface lures are okay, but your swim bait or just subsurface lures seem to be doing quite nicely. Trolling with spinner baits is okay. You want them in pretty close behind the boat, but you don't, because you don't want them all that deep. So a little bit of activity there. Barrenjock, hardly a report that's worth talking about there. The occasional big cod coming out of it, that's about all. And, the south coast, they're even getting some good fish in sort of offshore, actually. A few kings around the island. If you get good weather, you'll get a reasonable amount of fishing in without too much trouble at all. Plenty of flatheading close, 30 to 50 metres, so if you want to get out and chase a few flatties and stuff, south coast is certainly worth the effort at the moment as well. Well, that's the Complete Angler's Fishing Report. If you need any updates on any area that I haven't mentioned, give us a tingle at the shop and we'll give you a rundown. Catch you next week.